Is this actually a real commercial? Someone is paying millions of dollars for this? Really? This is a QR code. This is the best commercial I've ever seen. This is a 1972 Hitachi CU100 portable color television. And in this video, we're just going to do basically a tune-up and a little analysis on it and get it working. This video is a little bit different. Of course, we got the big game going on out here in Los Angeles today. And so this video contains a lot of kind of my commentary and ramblings. And some people do find that. So if you're one of those that's interested in the deep circuit diagnosis and resurrection stuff and not the opinion page, you could skip this one over and catch next week's video. Vintage Hitachi portable color TV repair. This looks like it's from maybe the early 80s to me. Pretty small, like 9-inch. Very cute. It is a model CU100, and this is going to be a little bit different of a repair. I've been told that the fine tuning doesn't work, so this is probably going to be more of a mechanical repair than electronic circuit diagnosis type thing, but that's okay. I don't see a date on this. Made in Taiwan. AC 60 watts, DC 12 volts, 30 watts. That's kind of interesting. Very plasticky, very portable. It's in great shape. The rabbit ears are good. The handle is good. It's almost completely blemish free. There's a couple little blemishes here, but very light colored phosphor screen. I just noticed that if that's the power switch, this thing is like filled with hard grease, which could be why the fine tuning is not working. Now this could be very challenging to take the tuner out of this. Let's hope that's not the case. This video is probably going to be a little different. I believe they have general aviation shut down right now for the happenings in LA today, so you'll hear a helicopter in the background, and I believe those are kind of maintaining the police state that we got going on here right now. You cannot lift off a drone within 34 miles of the event. So hopefully we can get this working and take a look at a few of the commercials. I received a message asking me to show some of the game on the Zenith TV, and the Major League stuff is so heavily copywritten that you can't even take your phone out and from 20 feet away shoot a 10-second clip of your favorite whatever and post it. It'll nail it. And it's not mute the sound or not show it in some countries. The video is blocked everywhere. So we got to be careful with that. You can see the tuner is down here and everything is kind of bolted to the bottom, so this could get exceedingly challenging. But let's not anticipate anything. Let's see what it does first. All right, let's see what happens here. There we go. Okay, good. Got some retrace lines. don't know if you could see those retrace lines in there. Yeah, even these are like hard to turn. Like everything is just filled with dried grease on this thing. I'm going to start out with the converter box instead of the VG91. And I always get comments, why did you take buckshot to this? Well, this was actually in use somewhere, and these things are so poorly designed that it would overheat. I had about 5 of these RCA boxes, and they would all overheat, pop the capacitors, melt down the regulator ICs. So this one, I drilled all these holes in it, and it fixed that problem. I mean, the parts in there run so hot you can't touch them. So these were designed as a temporary solution to a government-created problem. Okay, so here we go. Professionalism. Never designed Okay, well that's not going to show you anything because it's too bright. It's just blanking, but it's not the tuner is very dirty. Let me try something here. It's interesting, it shows the retrace lines there, but nothing else. This is a real trash picture. Okay, I'm sorry about this. The fine tuning is working. I'm gonna turn the fine tuning.
Snow plows and salted streets. Today, Sawyer and Simon Seidel's lives revolve around the flapping pups.
The fine tuning is working. We got these brutal retrace lines, and we got the vertical bar is stopping right in the middle.
Strange noises and sounds and smells around me, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, these two are my children."
Oh. I know this is blanked a little bit, but I'm trying to show you what it looks like. So the vertical bar is locked here. And we have all these retrace lines here.
With no credit checks, no interest, and no hidden fees or tips.
No tips.
And get $50 to $250 instantly. Poshmark is the perfect side hustle. I started before getting my job and having
so
much I can.
What I have to do is take it apart and clean all the pots, and then see if I can buy something on my Poshmark app. Well, we have some reading material in here. I don't quite understand all this. High voltage, safety, X-ray, serviceman warning. Am I even qualified to work on this? High voltage should be 18 kilovolts. Picture tube replacement. Geez. Nanny state crap. This look, and that's going to be a theme. But you know, I'll tell you, it's nice not having the general aviation. You are free to do as we tell you. This looks older than 80s. This is a Delta, right? I wonder what this is about. Look at this. Like a TO3 package. It doesn't exist. Looks like it's got some hours on it too. Look at the decoloration of the Burkett sword under the diodes. Wonder what this is right here. No No tell you. It's got nanny state crap to tell you everything that'll hurt you, but it doesn't tell you how to work on it. That's horrible. Let me see if I can get, this is actually metal. Looks like this is our high voltage rectifier. Is that what that is? Something like that. Focus divider. Probably focus divider. Should probably take the capacitor wizard and check a bunch of these caps. And if I'm going to do that, I should probably, oh boy, talk about capacitors, jeez. Those guys over on that collective page, they would just go absolutely nuts with this. Ooh, how big can I get? How big can I make my order? Can I make my order big enough to get special preferential treatment from Mouser Electronics? This has got germaniums in it. Wow, this is getting older by the minute. You got the old school big color crystal. Someone was trying to mimic Sony here. You just get that vibe from this. Yeah, those retrace lines could definitely be filtering on the one of the secondary of the. And boy, this has a lot of capacitors in it. A lot. I really didn't want to go down that road. I was just hoping for a quick and dirty mechanical repair. Cracked gear. On the fine tuning, just take it apart, clean it up, JB weld it, something like that. But this is looking more like, I looked this up and it's in Sam's 1337, which is pretty old. I was way off with the year. I want to say this is early 70s. And yeah, anything in the germanium era is due to have bad capacitors. That's just a fact. And yeah, I'm just letting it, you know, the more I take it apart, the more stickers fall out of it. But there were still TVs with vacuum tubes being made in them at this point in time. So I kind of don't blame them. You know, people were used to tubes. This was cutting edge for its day. But yeah, I think we should go through. So I'm going to give this a little bit and to let it. I'll make sure these discharged, and we'll come back and we'll check some capacitors. We have a date code here of 7252. This is interesting. This looks like a capacitor for like a points system, like an old oil cap. Wonder if that's any good. Layers and layers of capacitors. I mean, they're just everywhere. Let me get this open and clean this. Yes, you just kind of open this thing up, and I know I'm supposed to throw the shield in the trash, but just open this up and kind of spray all the wafer things in there and rotate it a bunch. Okay, I'm going to try and get this back together now, which might be more difficult than I anticipated, because the bottom held the whole thing together. So let me get my Poshmark app out. I was really kind of hoping to buy a pair of used Crush Porn shoes with my Poshmark app, but it looks like I'm going to have to go to Wish. Okay, let's spot check a few of these capacitors, since that's what the internet wants. We want to give the internet what it wants. That's a 33, so that one's dead. I need my magnifying headset. Okay. Can't tell what this one is. No good. Not really. See this one? This is a pretty big one. These are all dead. I mean, not dead, but they're all like really high ESR. All these I'm testing should do that. That one's marginal. But this one right here. That one's marginal, I guess. Okay, we got two 22s. You can't lose with 22s. What I'm looking for really is a dead one. Probably like a 4.7 at 350 volt or something. I'm gonna do this. I don't need to show this whole thing, and I'll let you know what I find. I'll take this in so you can see it, but I decided to power it up, and the retrace lines are gone, the vertical thing is gone. It actually has a really good picture right now, so I'm reluctant to do anything else. The cleaning of the pot seemed to fix everything. Okay, so the retrace lines come in when you turn the vertical. So the retrace lines and the vertical being shifted were due to a dirty vertical pot. So once I bring that up, it cleans it right up. Yeah, most of these capacitors are bad. Like, not most, all. There's at least 5 10 microfarad 16 volt little electrolytic capacitors on this board. And this is how they all check. And they should all be 10 microfarad 16 volt should be up way in the green, way up above 0.5, I would think. So this thing needs to be fully recapped. Now here's the deal. This is not my set. This is a collector's set, and it's probably largely going to be a shelf queen. It seems to work really good. These are all Taiwan capacitors, like Taiwan Corporation or something like that. And they're all high ESR, every single one of them except maybe the main filters. There's a lot of capacitors in here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to let everybody down and say I'm not going to change these because, yeah, the funding is not there to pay me 4 or 5 hours to tear this whole thing apart and change all these capacitors. And, you know, with time to order them, and then, yeah, it's not going to happen. So, sorry for the disappointment. But the educational side of it is something like this really, of this era, really does need to be recapped. Now, if it's 90s, no. Maybe the ones in the heavy hot part of the circuit, the hot part of the board that get baked out. But these old germanium, yeah. In keeping with the appropriate brand loyalty for the day, I found this old Pepsi Natural. All natural, made with sparkling water, sugar, cola nut extract. Now, do we think this is any good? Because this is old. Let us see what happens. Oh, twist off. I was gonna use the carbon dioxide leaks out. You know, so if I could, like, at least frame the video up. Ooh, the carbon dioxide has not leaked out. All right, I mean, it made a little. This is old. This is from the 2000s. Well, it's lost a lot of its carbon dioxide. Has almost a tobacco flavor to it. But, yeah. Vintage Pepsi Natural. Probably going to finish it just because. Look at...
walks up and calls me coach, that means that they really believe in me and they trust my mentorship.
Yeah, you know, Snoop Dogg isn't bad. He's got a little sort of sarcastic, funny thing to him if you watch him. He's actually a pretty brilliant dude. He really is. Look at the solids that have settled out of this. I finished it. I finished the whole thing. I'm ready for the big game. I know you can't see this, but I was just watching it, and they just showed they closed the 405 freeway so that the players in the bus could get on the freeway, you know, and that's like presidential level stuff, you know. I mean, the priorities are just absolutely ridiculous, you know. And I could go on a rant about how major league stuff works, you know. It's like a triangle, you know, like a food pyramid, right? So the people at the top are wealthy and pretty brilliant, and it just trickles down in steps. And then kind of at the bottom are the fans, you know, and the money just funnels up to the top through everything. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, and I'm talking about it, but it's unbelievable how they've locked LA down for this. I mean, they swept all the homeless out. It just the amount of money and effort that they have put into this game is, you wouldn't understand it unless you lived here. So I'm not going to keep going on about it.
The Super Bowl, and you expressed hope that come this year that they'd be able to fill the stands again with people, and that apparently is going to be the case. However, many of those people won't be wearing masks despite the local law in Los Angeles. What is your message to people who want desperately for this to be over and to be able to resume the lives that they remember?
Well, look,
Rules for thee, but not for me.
I love how people talk about personal freedom.
Oh, yes.
If you're exercising personal freedom, put someone else in jeopardy, their health in jeopardy. I don't consider that being very dealing with freedom. It's about moving in a direction you know is likely to diminish the prospects that this virus continues to spread. And so I think people should get the shots. We know the shots work.
Oh, yes.
We know they work
Really?
for the variants that are available or that we are dealing with now.
Yes.
We know we have so many more tools at our disposal to prevent death and prevent serious illness. And I just think they should be careful. And if they're not careful for themselves, at least think of their children. Think of their families.
Once again,
So I wanted to see if they had this geo-fenced somehow. And I got to be real careful with this. But let's see what happens here. Let's see. Forget how to use it. I don't use it enough. I thought you just hit the button and it takes off. Take off. Yeah, there it goes.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, I agree to get a $30,000 fine. And now I gotta land it. Land. Wow, so it will let you fly it. Yeah, we don't want to screw with that. That's, yeah. The Chain Smokers. So, There's a reason why I'm leaving it like this, so it's blanking, to try and kill the copyright. This is some of the most heavily copywritten stuff, as I think I mentioned. And I don't know if they hide it in the vertical blanking. I don't know how they do it, but they hide it somewhere. And then, like I said, you can be standing 10, 20 feet away from the TV, videoing it with your phone, and it'll catch it. It's really, really a solid copyright. So, yeah, nobody's wearing masks. Nobody's wearing masks. And you know what? I bet they're not enforcing any of the rules. You know, they just make it sound like something. I mean, nobody's wearing masks. Not even the reporters. And they said that mask was required. They were going to give you a KN95 upon entry and negative PCR test or full card. And you bet they're not enforcing any of it. This is going to be very interesting. This is going to be totally rules for thee, but not for me. Or we talk a good game and we don't actually make happen rules.
100% dandruff protection, even between.
So I got it in kind of a spare bedroom where it's dark, and the Super Bowl started. You can see it has a very beautiful picture for having almost all the capacitors way dead.
I have a new refrigerator.
I have it hooked to a. This is a digital stream converter box. This is one of the better ones that was ever made. And I have a real antenna up in the attic. Like a what do they call that? A log periodic.
I can't wait to get on the road again. Hit the road in Skechers.
Love my Carhartts.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good.
I don't know if the commercials are
sliced red chili.
Yeah, I got the color cranked way up.
Kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started
They
yet.
seem a little green.
I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot.
Let's see.
You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. No one outpieces the Hut.
You said, I need someone who sees the world through a different lens. Someone with the guts to make hard decisions.
It's pretty damn good.
I still feel that way.
It's a new world. We have to adapt. Making a statement isn't enough. We need to win.
I don't think that would be.
Tonight's kickoff show is presented by YouTube TV. Everything live TV should be.
Yeah.
On the biggest day of the year in football, we remember one of the most towering.
You know, one thing about this is just all the very best. The very best tech, the very best cameras, everything.
I see your 4K smart TV. Do you? And I race you. The cashback I got from buying all this with Rakuten. Cha-ching. Get the cat!
They found me. Nice suits. You guys blend right in.
The world needs you back.
I'm retired, Greg. You know this.
People have their money just sitting around doing nothing.
That's bad. They shouldn't do that.
They're getting crushed by inflation.
Well, I feel for them.
They're taking financial advice from memes.
I'll get my onesies.
Ah, a little Britney Spears.
Yeah, eyes on the road, Benny.
Welcome to a new chapter in investing. E-Trade, now from Morgan Stanley.
Stuff. We love stuff. And there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back in our lives and think, I wish I'd bought an even thinner TV. Found a lighter light beer. Or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
Yes.
for the places we didn't go.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
District attorneys that prosecute? There are no more of those left.
Stay tuned for the Pepsi Super Bowl 56 halftime show with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar.
I definitely am looking forward to seeing that.
Offensive design of that fourth down play that...
Is this actually a real commercial? Someone is paying millions of dollars for this? Really? This is a QR code. This is the best commercial I've ever seen. What? Just what is this what animals do when they start eating hot Doritos? It's what the MSG chemicals do to them. We're starting to get into some of the weirder ones now. I mean, this is why you really, you know, you gotta, in the 80s music, just like 70s and 80s music, just like sticks. Like, it just won't die.
Closing time. Sit down, please. Stop playing, please. Let's go, folks. Come on. Let's go.
These commercials are just getting weirder, weirder. The Foo Fighters commercial that was like 2 seconds.
What's a bad miracle?
This is interesting. They're really not doing any cutaways to the stands because most of the people don't have masks on, and I don't think they want to show that. Nobody has masks on. Wonder if there's going to be riots and stuff. LA wins. I already hear people lighting off mortars and stuff. Probably could have done an EOL and it would have gone unnoticed, but you know. Is it a car commercial or an alcohol commercial or a drinking and driving commercial or a get drunk and go drive your car commercial or commercial for a Chevy that burns 6 quarts of oil every 1,000 miles? Oh, an electric Chevy.
The first ever all-electric Chevy Silverado. A whole new truck for a whole new generation.
Probably still burns 6 quarts of oil every 1,000 miles.
Collinsworth mans the announce booth.
Each one of these boxes is capable of recording 12 cameras.
Tim DeKime leads the massive operation off camera.
We started 2 weeks ago. Some of us started coming here on the 26th and 27th of January. We're going to have a little bit over 700 people in total from NBC here.
More than 120 cameras will focus on the game, the pregame and halftime shows, and needless to say, it's intense. The biggest TV show in America.
These people have done a lot of Super Bowls, so there's a lot of great, smart people that know what they're doing in our setup. But there's nothing like when we get to game day and the excitement of making it all happen for everybody, and that's the payoff.
Better offer Betty. I'll go 10 over asking. Cash offer Carl. Straight cash. House skipper skipper. Let's tear it to the studs.
You vultures! You're gonna start a bidding war!
This is less than ideal. Oh no.
Don't worry, Barbie has a verified approval that shows her finances are backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house.
Oh, I found a fixer-upper castle on Rocket Homes.
It has good bones, but really bad neighbors.
I like his vibe. Get your dream house all in one place with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
And aerial coverage from LA being brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Look from behind the Hollywood sign. There is Alex Morgan,
No masks.
great soccer player.
But they got their Michelob Clear. So, yeah, I can't show much of this, but I'll talk about it after it's done. Really? A live band? So it almost appears that this is all canned, because the Google thing will decode it, and if it was live, it would be mathematically different from the original, and it would not decode it. So I almost think this halftime thing is canned. I'll try the next song. It gets it instantly. This is all canned. This is canned. Watch this. Watch how fast this gets this. Watch. See that? That's canned. They're playing the track, pre-recorded. I don't even think the mic is hot. Again, this one, it nailed this one instantly, so it's all canned. I think we're the same age, and yeah, you're old, dude. This might be sort of legit. It won't get this one. Okay, where are the microphones? Where are the mics on the drum kit? Yeah, okay. So, the Rams just won. It's almost not as noisy as I expected it to be. "360 degrees of fireworks around me. Just wonder if there's going to be riots. Or do people riot when their team doesn't lose? Yeah, it's starting to sound like 4th of July.